Another family favorite here in our house are biscuits. We love them with soup, with stew, and especially with barbecued goodies. So today we are making an all-time Epicure favorite. It's a really old recipe. I think it was in existence when I joined the company over 17 years ago. And it's a 3-onion biscuit. So it's using our Epicure 3-onion blend. Nothing in this jar, but 3 delicious onions. So you can use it in all your cooking. If you don't ever want to chop an onion again, this is your new best friend. So right into my combo of flour, salt, and baking powder, we are adding 2 tablespoons of 3-onion dip mix using our amazing 4-in-1 spoon, a tablespoon, a teaspoon, a half teaspoon, and a 1/4 teaspoon, all in one of our favorite tools. And these are going to rehydrate as our biscuits cook. So the milk, when we put it in, will help with that. And I'm going to show you one of my favorite little kitchen hacks for making biscuits or tea buns, anything like that, that you usually blend butter in with a pastry blender or with knives. Oh, my oven is all preheated and ready to go. I have super cold butter here, and I have a grater. I've just done the cheese, so what I grate is going to go right into my biscuit dough, so I'm not too worried about washing that down right away. So instead of cutting in butter, I'm going to shred the butter. Now, if you're not good at eyeballing quantities and you're not sure where to stop for 1/2 cup of shredded butter, you can certainly cut off your 1/2 cup and continue from there. I've got a tiny bit of the wrapping stuck. There we go. So we're just going to keep going. But this helps us make biscuits really, really quickly. That shredded cold butter incorporates super fast. Falls apart in little tiny pieces and gets coated with the flour. And what that means is we're going to have gorgeous, super flaky biscuits. So we're just going to get all that in there. Pardon my clanking. But we want all the good stuff in the biscuits not stuck to the grater. There we go. We're going to give that a toss so it gets completely covered in flour and all worked in. But wasn't that quick? It's really fantastic. So we're just going to work that around. I do a little mashing that makes sure it just all gets worked in there into the flour. Whoops. See if you can see into the bowl. Instead of it being in big shreds now, we have little tiny butter pieces that are all breaking down in amongst the flour, and it went together so quickly. Now there's one addition to this recipe I make as well. On the website, leannepenny@epicure.com, you'll see the regular recipe for the 3-onion biscuit. I'm going to add a little shredded cheese. Just that little something extra. That's a beautiful combination with the onion flavor. I think that's enough. And we'll give that a stir. Because at this point, you can't overwork your biscuits. We haven't added any wet ingredients yet, so this is the time to make sure everything is blended together evenly. Once you add your liquid, you want a light touch. That's how you get those beautiful, fluffy, light as air biscuits. Okay. So in goes our chilled milk. I'm gonna give them a stir. And now, depending on your humidity in your kitchen and the weather, you want to keep an eye on this process. Biscuit dough is usually a fairly damp dough. So if it seems like your dough is really dry and having trouble sticking together, it might need just a smidgen more milk. And I suspect that this batch does. See that? It's tough to get that flour incorporated down at the bottom. So I'll be right back with you. I'm just going to grab a little more milk. And you want to add it in tiny amounts. You don't want to just pour all of this in, because this is extra liquid in our recipe. So just a teeny bit. And then we'll give it another turn or two and see how it likes that. because it does take a few minutes for the flour and the milk to start to work their magic. So the flour will start to absorb that liquid. And it's looking pretty good. See how there's no big pile of dry left in the bottom of the bowl? Just a tiny smidgen. So I'm pretty happy with that. I don't want to make it too wet. And see, that was just a teeny bit more milk. I didn't use it all. I am using my impeccably clean fingers for this job. They're one of our best kitchen tools. One of my favorite pieces of advice from Julia Child. And in our house, we really like drop biscuits. They get lovely, crispy, crunchy peaks on them. So we're just gonna drop these right onto our baking sheet. That's those amazing baking sheets I mentioned earlier today. I usually have a half dozen at my fingertips because I just reach for them constantly. I bake, I roast, use them as prep. And it's lined with our bacon roll. Nothing sticks to that amazing silicone bacon roll. So as you can see, the biscuits are really rustic. They're all craggy, but what I love is those are the little bits that caramelize and get all crispy and crunchy in the oven. Make it extra delicious. You don't want to put them too close together because they are going to rise. I'm going to prep another pan and into the oven they go.